Hi everyone, it's Simmerhayls here. We're back in BUILDCREST, the world Delicacy created with all the challenges. Today we're doing the Jigsaw challenge. So as you can see, we've got some different piece rooms and it's just putting them together to give yourself a jigsaw to kind of work with. I made the challenge a bit more difficult because she said you can put the pieces together and delete internal walls. I decided I wanted to keep the walls as they are in the jigsaw pieces, so I really wanted to keep the walls that the pieces come with, and I haven't deleted any of the walls. I've added an extra one, I think, but otherwise I've kept the building as it was, as the pieces came, and just attached them together. So you'll have to let me know what you think when we get to the final build. You can download this build off my Sims 4 gallery. It's just Simmerhayls, same as on YouTube. So if you want to download this build, please have a look at my gallery and you can just download it. If you do want to take part in the challenges from Delicacy's build, BUILDCREST, it is a save file, so you can go onto her website and download the save file. If you're on console though and you can't download the save file, she's actually uploaded the lots, like each lot separately on her Sims 4 gallery, so you could just download the lots separately and you can still do the challenges then. It just means you've got to download them individually rather than have the save file of all of them together, but it means you can still do all the challenges. So I think it's kind of nice that console players can join in this challenge as well. So yeah, just in case you wanted to have a go at this one, they are there for everybody. So yeah, for this build specifically, what I like to do when I'm doing a build is download a sim off the gallery, just any random sim. Anyway, I downloaded Mirabelle from ENCANTO, and it basically inspired this whole build because obviously ENCANTO, if you've seen it, the house is really colourful, and I just saw her and I thought, actually, yeah, I haven't tried anything like this. So I downloaded the sim. And because obviously we've got the set pieces, I can't recreate the house that's in the film. So I've done a modern interpretation of it. So it's still based on that house and it's very colourful. You've got the plants, but it's obviously a modern interpretation. It is not trying to be that original house. It's too different. The shapes are too different. But I thought, why not have a bit of fun with this? It's a challenge. Let's do something a bit different rather than just stick to the normal creams, beiges, like the house that you can see next to it. That's my normal go-to palette, a bit of dark and a bit of light. But for this one, I've really gone to town with the colour. And even on the inside, there's so much colour, there's so much personality. And I think it suits the theme. I think it is, because I couldn't go and do the house the way it is in the film, I haven't stuck to a specific colour theme. I've gone kind of crazy with the colour, but I've tried to do my interpretation of what I think that house could look like in a modern setting. So that's kind of the idea behind this one, and you can let me know if you think it works or if you think it's just not working. But I had a bit of fun with it, and at least it's something different. So even if you don't like it, at least it's a step outside of the norm for me. So I kind of hope you do like it. I thought it was a fun one to do anyway, so I enjoyed doing it, even if people think it's a bit too wacky with the colours. But I did enjoy doing it, and I think it's turned out kind of fun. So yeah, it's definitely a different build. It's not for your everyday sim family. Definitely not with all the angles and the room shapes, and yeah, it's not for your average family. But at least for something different, it's a bit of fun. And I've managed to fit quite a lot in this one. So we've got 2 bedrooms upstairs. The bathrooms downstairs couldn't fit the bathroom upstairs. We've got plenty of balcony space, so the balconies all over the place, but they don't have a typical back garden. It's another balcony. It just made sense for this build for it to be like that. Although I suppose you could make a garden if you wanted to, but I went away from that. I thought, actually, with this one being so quirky, it's just all elevated spaces. So you've got like a rooftop garden, you've got the garden that's on like a patio garden, but it's raised, and then you've got the big balcony at the front as well. Onto the front room anyway, we've got all of these colourful pieces of furniture, and I just thought it really went with the idea of the film. So I just wanted to throw colour in this room and make it really full of character. So I hope you like it. I think these chairs are perfect. If you're doing a colourful build, these chairs are absolutely perfect because they've got so much colour in, and they look like they've had bits of material or different cushions from people's travels, and all of it's kind of been put together on the sofa, and it all kind of goes with each other. So I think that's nice because it kind of pulls from different areas. Yeah, I think you've got a bit of a mix of colours and cultures on that sofa as well. So I really like that piece for that, because you've got a bit of everywhere. And I think for somewhere like this that could be for somebody who's travelled a lot, that sofa works really well for something like this. Something I never thought I'd do is go for a pink kitchen. I'm not a big pink fan, I've got to be honest. But I just thought, why not? We're going pastel for this one, so I've thrown in a pink kitchen, which you won't see me do very often. I'm not the biggest fan of pink, but I think there's plenty of Sims players who do like pink, so I think you can get your pink fixes from elsewhere rather than myself. But yeah, I thought, why not? Well, if we're going pastel, let's go on full on pastel. And we even managed to fit a little table in this awkward little space. So I think for the fact that it's kind of an awkward room, you do fit quite a bit in this kitchen. But I did want the big doors because obviously I wanted a little bit of space at the back of the property rather than just the balcony at the front. So the doors do take up a little bit of the room, but I think you can fit quite a lot in here. So I think this room works for what you need it. And it's not the biggest house in the world, even though it is 2-bedroom. It's not like a big 2-bedroom house. So I think you get quite a lot for your money, really. I think you do. And you've got quite a bit of outside space, I suppose, even though it's not your traditional back garden. But yeah, you still get quite a bit of space with this, and it's full of plants. I thought that was really important for this build. So I just think, yeah, they're a nice filler item, but I think for this build especially, they work really well. Rather than just loads of clutter, I thought loads of plants on the front would look really nice. And the doors that I've used, they're like the barn style doors, but they're in that really rich wood colour. And I think they go with so many different coloured walls. They're one of my favourite doors actually in the game. They go with so many different things, but I think in that rich wood colour, they're just really nice. It just goes with so many different things. So I really, really like that item. I've also used I've used loads of lights on a night. It looks really nice. We've got different coloured lights. So yeah, I think in the night, this property actually comes to life even more. So, because you've got I've put like some blue lights and some green lights, I think, on it. Yeah, and I think using different coloured lights is a really nice way to just change the whole atmosphere of the build once the lights go out. But one thing that does kind of bug me is that you can't change the lights without having a sim there, and then you've got to get the sim to change the lights. I wish there was just a way we could just do it in build mode. It would make life a lot easier, but as far as I know, it's not an option, and the only way I know how to do it is if you get a sim and then they have to change the colour of the lights. You either have to do the whole room or you can change the lights individually. So it's kind of frustrating, but yeah, if you know a quicker way, then let me know. But as far as I know, you can only do it that way. I've used the little skull things because they're so colourful as well, and I thought there was a bit eclectic, so I've put them in there. And then used, I can't remember where the wallpaper's from, but yeah, I can't remember which pack that's from, but I kind of like that one. It could be Parenthood, I don't think it is. Maybe the magic one. Oh yeah, I can't remember. If you did see it on the speed build, yeah, I just can't remember what pack that's from, but I do like that wallpaper. I do use it quite a lot. So yeah, other news, I've seen that there's the wedding pack coming out. I'm not hugely interested in it, if I'm really honest. Yeah, weddings are not really a big kind of thing that I really want in the game. There's other things that I prefer, such as getting cars, and also having burglars back. Just something that's a bit wacky and out there. We've always been able to have weddings, although they're not the best gameplay feature. One of the gameplays I've enjoyed the most actually was the paranormal pack, which I wasn't expecting to like, just because I kind of enjoyed the gameplay from that. But weddings, yeah, I'm not 100% convinced that I'm going to enjoy it that much. We'll wait and see. Also, there's the Carnival Kit, the clothing kit, and again, it's not really something I'm that interested in because you can get CC clothing, which is probably better than the clothing in the kit, and also it's a very specific theme, which I don't think there's a lot of clothing that I'd particularly want to use. And I don't spend that much time playing. I spend more time building. Although I do, if I'm in the mood, I will play, but I'm not particularly interested in that particular theme. So I think it's good if you're interested in it and you're going to use it, but is it worth £5? Not really. No, I don't think so. I don't think there's enough in it to make it worth £5. I really don't. The only kits that I have bought is the Blooming Rooms one, which was full of plants, and I know I'm going to use them a lot. I bought the Country Kitchen one. Kind of regret that now because I've only used that kitchen a couple of times, and now I find it kind of awkward to use because they're all so different. Yeah, I want like a plain counter, a plain upper counter, and then different ones so that you can make a whole kitchen unit out of it. Having the middle counter be cluttered, you can't keep using it because it doesn't look right because there's too many matching things. So you need like a plain middle unit, but then the other ones, like the side upper units, to be different ones, and then it makes it easier to use. Yeah, so I don't really use that one very often now. The other kit that I probably would get, but I haven't bought yet, is the Moroccan styled one with I can't remember what it's called, but it's got like the things covered in tiles, and it looks really nice actually. Excuse me, but I think I would actually buy that one because it's something that I would use. I just haven't got it yet. There's no reason why I haven't got it. It's just I've not really been doing any builds where I'd use the items. I think that's why I've not bothered buying it yet. So maybe I'm not that fussed about it because I could have got it and I just have chosen not to. But if I was to get any more, I think I would get that one. At first, I really wanted all the packs until Batu came out, and I was like, I'm absolutely not buying it. And then I became less bothered about having all the packs because I thought, well, I'm never going to have them all because I'm not buying that. So ever since that came out, I was just like, well, I'm not bothered if I don't have a full collection because I'm not wasting my money getting that. So yeah, Batu ruined it really because I was originally planning to have the whole collection, but not anymore. So I'm not bothered if I'm missing one. But yeah. Anyway, I kind of digressed away from the build, but yeah, I just thought we'd talk about some of the Sims news because we've had a bit lately after a bit of a dry spell of news. But yeah, it's nice to get some new information, although it's not really up my street. I'm not sure if any of the upcoming packs are going to be anything that I'm really interested in. But if you are and you're looking forward to them, then I really hope it's like money well spent and they're decent packs because I know we've had some atrocious ones in the past. Yeah, looking at you, Littlest Pet Stuff, which I really dislike. The only thing I use from that is the blinds, but yeah, I wouldn't buy it just for the blinds. You could just get some CC with better blinds. And also, since they did the update where they give us recolours of a lot of the base game stuff, we've got some pretty good blinds, even just with base game. because the colours are better now, and you get a little bit more matching stuff. So that's I think that update was the best thing that we've got for a long time. So yeah, I'm just cluttering up the back with plants and just making it look a little bit overgrown, because I thought, well, why wouldn't they have a normal garden if it was just plain? So I just cluttered it up and added a bit of greenery back there and a couple of wildlife things as well. And then I've just tried to make it look really colourful at the front, and I've used these vines and things. So just every area is kind of coloured. And yeah, just full of life, I think, is kind of the theme for this build. We've got it loads of plants, and yeah, it's just living its best life here. So yeah, please do let me know what you think of this one. I know it's a little bit out there, and you've got to, I don't know, open your mind a little bit, because obviously it isn't a recreation of the build in ENCANTO, but hopefully you'll see where I was going with it. And also, for the very first time, I've used that kind of flower paint path that we've got. I've never used it before, and it's never fit in any of the builds that I've done, but I've managed to use it and actually make it work. And I think it goes with this build as well. So if you ever want to use it, do a pastel build and it'll go with it. So that's my little tip from this build. Yeah, I was just excited to use it because I've never used it, and I didn't know what path was going to go with this build. So I just tried it out, and actually I thought it really works because it's got colour in it and it goes with the colours of the house. So I was excited to be able to use an item that I never thought I'd use. So yeah, I just thought I'd let you guys know that I was excited. And I do actually think it looks quite nice, but yeah, you've definitely got to have the right build. It's not going to go with every build, that colourful path, but yeah, it's just nice to be able to use an item that you don't use very often in The Sims. And this is the thing I was saying about earlier on with the coloured lights. You have to colour them individually, especially if you want different colours in a room. You can't just colour, like, you can't select a few and colour all of them at once, which is a little bit annoying, but anyway, even if we could just recolour them in build mode, that would be a huge kind of improvement, I think, because it would just make life easier. So yeah, if any of the Sims team ever do see this, which is unlikely, that's just a little bone of contention I've got, and it would be nice if you just let us recolour the lights in build mode, please. So yeah, anyway, all I've got left to do is clutter the build up. And like I say, if you do like this build, or if you want to have a go at playing it, or if you want to even if you want to renovate it and make it a completely different colour or anything, please do, and then tag me in it or mention below your username, and I'll take a look, because I love to see what other people have. Like, they'll see a build and they'll have completely different ideas, and I love that. I love the idea that somebody else can look at the same thing but see a completely different image, and I'd love to see somebody else's take on what they would do with this build. Maybe you wouldn't have the slanted roof, maybe you would do something different with it, or you'd make it traditional, which I'm not very good at imagining. So if you do want to do that, please do let me know and tag me in it, and I'll take a look. So take care, everyone. I'll see you next time. Bye.